सब त्याग है प्रभु जी हर सच्चे सृजनहारा सब जी तुम्हारे जी तुम जी आगा तारा हर त्याग हो संतो जी सब दुख विसारणहारा हर आपे ठाकुर हर आपे सेवक जी क्या नानक जानत विचारा तू घट घट अंतर सर्व निरंतर जी हर एको पुरख समाना एक दाते एक भिखारी जी सब तेरे छोट बनाना तू आपे दाता आपे भुगता जी हम तुझ बिन आवर न जाना तू पार ब्रह्म बेअंत जी तेरे क्या गुण आप खाना जो सेव है तुझ जी जन नानक तिन कुर्बाना हर त्याग है तुझ जी से चंद जोग में सुखवासी से मुक्त पाए जन हर त्यारा जी दिन कोटि चमकी फांसी जन निरपो जन हर निरपो त्यारा जी
Hello, everyone.
सबवासी जिनसे व्या मेरा हर जीते हर रूप समासी से तन जन हर त्यारा
Hello, Sarah, Kayleen, Jim, Angelo.
तेरी भगत पंडा
What's up, my brother? I haven't seen you since, oh, dear Lord. We ain't going there. I hope you're still playing that guitar as awesome as you always have. David Raper, Melissa, Sue, Deborah, John, Becky, Brian Harden, my brother, my dear brother, Ronnie Parsons. So today, I got back from an amazing movie with my son. Avengers Infinity War. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What an amazing movie. Everything about it. The dialogue was strong, of course. The special effects are off the chart. The acting was strong. The message was amazingly powerful. All these superheroes coming together to save the world. It's on the brink. We're on the brink. And go either way. But these light workers, these superheroes came together and sacrifice. It's a reflection of the times we're living in. And how the world is in a chaotic spin. Chaos meaning for those who find it difficult to truly be able to see. For those who find it difficult to be able to see. This movie was amazingly powerful. But speaking about a chaotic world, yes, we can just, in general terms, call it chaotic, violent. As I always say, we back off of the scene, use our intuition, and we see that there's a purposeful dance taking place. And where we choose to see ourselves and be ourselves is where we will be. But this movie was cool, The Avengers Infinity Wars. It just represents the sign of the times. So today on the way home, with my little boy, let me rephrase that. Today on the way home with my very young man. It kept falling into my consciousness. Life is. Hello, Vincent. So I really don't have any notes. I have a little bit of stuff from the Divine Principle. So since the title is Life Is, what is the meaning of life? Life is. I just went into my bestseller, The Divine Principle, and typed in the PDF document, Life Is. Copied and pasted what God, Spirit, and my dialogue with Spirit says about anything that said life is, no matter what it was. Vincent says pizza. Brother, send me an email of a picture of that slice you're going to have so I can drool. So, Life is. What does it all mean? Does it have a meaning at all? If so, what is the highest meaning? Right now, if you would, if you feel led to, please feel free to post this on your wall. Go to youtube.com/Center of Light Radio, or go to YouTube and look up Center of Light Radio and subscribe to my page. It's really important. I'm about to come out with a new book really soon. I'm pitching it to a major worldwide publisher, and it looks really, really good. Really, really good. I got people who are going to endorse it. Lots of people who are in the field doing the work in a big way. That's going to open up a very large channel vessel for me. YouTube.com/Center of Light Radio. Subscribe to my page. Give me some thumbs up on some of the vids. Maybe leave me a comment or two in the box of an interview that you really liked. These videos that I do now are finding their way to Center of Light Radio. Check this out. To celebrate my 4th year in Center of Light Radio with over 4 million listenership. I'm such a blessed man. It's probably going to air the 2-hour episode. Center of Light has been an hour for the last 3 years. Now I'm taking it to 2 hours. And I'm going to start off with the very first 2 installments of these live feeds that I've done in the past, thanks to you. The first one is going to be on anxiety. I want my life back. And the second hour is going to be about meditation. God dwells here. So we have to ascend, ironically, ascend from here to here. I know it seems like a dissension, but it's actually not. The heart is higher than the mind. It's located here only for the purpose of being in center. Nucleus, center, that expresses itself outward. What is the meaning of life? As soon as I sat down, I could feel the process of going into vessel mode. How is your life going for you? Ask yourself a very, very simple question. Hello, Annie. Hello, Dana. Ask yourself a real simple question. As always, before we start the broadcast, the presentation, take 3 breaths. The first one is connect to God, universe, source. The second one is to become aware of your connection. You can even ask your Creator right now, are you here with me? And guess what you will hear? Ask it. Are you here with me, God? And you hear, yes, I am. And the third breath is to be open and able to receive everything. For example, the meaning of life. And life is, I tell you, and it will never, ever end. It is impossible. Grasp your heart around this. It has never started. Ever. It has never started. It is, and it will never end. So all there is, no pun intended, from the beginning that never happened to the end that will never happen is life. From the divine principle. Remember, what I did was, life is. That was my title. I went to my bestseller, The Divine Principle, and just typed in life is. And whatever paragraph, however it shows up, I just copied it and pasted it. I have no idea what it's going to say until I read it with you. From the divine principle, Spirit speaking. My great joy will be when you see just how beautiful you are, how vibrant and precious your life is to me. Earth's energy is beginning to shift dramatically, and it is lifting at an exponential rate. This is what I talked about when I announced at the very beginning my son and I went to see the Avengers today, Infinity Wars. The Earth's energy is beginning to shift dramatically, and it is lifting at an exponential rate. The pace of life is accelerating like never before. And in this age of computer technology, when new phenomena quickly becomes obsolete, most people find it tough enough just to keep up. But it is very important for all of you to update yourselves and absorb as much information as possible. Life is. Concepts of right and wrong are taught by and learned from parents, society, and those who claim to be authorities on the subject of God's Word. I got to read that again. That kind of settled some of my erroneous belief earlier in my life. The dogmatic stuff from the Catholicism. I love Catholicism. It's the dogmatic stuff. Concepts of right and wrong are taught by and learned from parents, society, and those who claim to be authorities on the subject of God's Word. That put me in check on a subconscious level that I needed to hear that. But what if the meaning of life is neither way? How on earth can someone come to understand another alternative? How do we understand that life is greater? The meaning of life is beyond the concepts of right and wrong. How do we begin to understand the meaning of life if all we've been taught is right and wrong? By a teacher or someone who embodies that third component, who is able to see, experience, perceive, and be beyond the scope of right and wrong. Because you can bet that that person, for them, life is. And they're living in its absolute meaning, if there is one whatsoever. We'll get to that further. The simple fact is, Spirit continuing. The simple fact is that, conscious of it or not, you are the producer and director of your own movie, and any sad or unfinished scene in it will only become more difficult to wrap if you do not take responsibility for its content. As I asked you at the beginning of this presentation, how is life going for you? I'm not talking about all the magic and all the bells and whistles. Let's start with the basics first. Simply, how does it feel to be you? Because how you answer, whether you answer accurately or kind of fudge it a little bit, which is okay, I get it. How you truly feel in this place in your life, this space in your life, is truly how the magic, the serendipities are moving and spinning in your life. Is your life playing out the way you want it to? If not, the only way to get it to go the way you truly desire is to do the work necessary and get clear about it. That is the crux of it. No more, no less. Neither good nor bad. Your life is the movie you make. Hello, Ronnie. Hello, Lewis. Vincent says, all the world's indeed a stage. Yes, brother. Hello, Debbie. Jane. Vincent says, when you're always counting your blessings, you never have time to complain. Gratitude. Gratitude is attitude and altitude. Yes, sir. Continuing to move forward from the Divine Principle, excerpts from my book about whatever in the book had the words life is consecutively, the two words following each other. I have no idea, and as I'm reading it, I'm finding out just like you what I'm reading and what this presentation is about. Spirit says, no matter what road you take, your life is in my hands. But when you worry and try to control your life, it is as if you are trying to yank it out of my hands, insinuating that I cannot do the job well enough. If that is your position, I assure you there will come a day when you will wish that you had trusted me, Spirit, from the very beginning. And I say to Spirit, I get it. It's all about what we believe. And God says, you are close. It is all about what you know. And if you truly know me, heaven is the only true reality. Regardless of your point of view, know that you will only have rapport with the God you see, think, and feel. Your life is your own creation. Spirit continues. This is all about a play on the two words of life is, the meaning of life. Christ Jesus was a prime example of supreme living during his time upon earth. But living a life free by living a life of righteousness and peace, he was able to make a powerful impact and a profound difference. Some 2,000 years later, his life is still the standard. He is still the truth, the hope, the light, and the way. His teachings have inspired countless millions to live a pure and love-filled life, thus creating the energy for the whole world to shift. Again, this goes back to the movie I saw with my beautiful boy today. Avengers, Infinity Wars. The world is shifting. We're on the brink. Which way are we going to lean and tilt? I say to Spirit, this dream versus reality thing is still confusing me. And God says, I shall effort to clear it up then. When you have a dream, it is a dream, and at the same time, it is not. In your waking state of consciousness, when everything seems too tangible, that too is a dream. The reality is that both provide you with experiences that are integral to your growth. The dichotomy is that since both are dreams dreamed from my mind, everything in your waking and sleeping life is an illusion as well as real. This goes right back to the paradoxical question, the strange question earlier. What is the meaning of life? Is there a meaning? Is there a meaning to life? People will tell you there is. And if John Doe had a grasp and Jill Doe had a grasp, they'll give you the same answer. But they don't. But yeah, but mine's right. I know the meaning. Mine is right. So now who do we trust out of 8 plus billion people? Who has the meaning of life? So I guess the question would become, to be fair, well, Keith, as you sit here and do this presentation, what makes you think you have a grasp on it? I'm telling you I don't. I don't. Except I know it's not what I think it is. It's more what I feel it is. Well, Keith, this is what I feel. No. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that you're not centered in your feeling base. I'm speaking in generals. People will immediately off the cuff just say, well, that's what I feel too. You know exactly what I'm talking about, the energy dynamic. It really comes from the mind. I'm talking about really feeling it and knowing it through to your bones, all the way to your soul, because that's where it comes from, is your soul. And you can bet that your soul has no human descriptive terms to deem such anything right or wrong, good or bad, real or illusory. So what's the point of this presentation, Keith, if we cannot find the meaning of life? Maybe that's the point of this presentation, is to find the meaning of life, if there is one anyway. So you mean I should go on this wild rabbit hole chase, this goose chase, to find something that may not exist? That's exactly what I'm telling you. Because out of it is going to come something amazing. And that something is you. Because what you think you're doing as refining the process of the meaning of life is not what you're doing whatsoever. That would be what I would call the illusion or the wishful thinking. Because as you go about refining and trying to find the meaning of life, where do you think you are going to be looking, dear ones? You might look outside for a little while. Have you ever seen the movie Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. He was looking for the master the whole time in the outside world. And through the whole dialogue of the movie, they kept inferring, telling him, you sure look like a master to me. And his karate sensei said, there's only one place you have not looked. So as you go throughout your life is, and you're looking for the meaning of life, you're not really refining the process out there. What's becoming refined is you. You are the meaning of life. Continuing to read. Spirit says, dreams manifest like this. Giver, receiver, father, mother, unmanifest to the manifest. After a farmer plants seeds into his fertile field, he would never disturb them. Excuse me, let me start that over. After a farmer plants seeds into his fertile field, he never disturbs them by digging them up to see if they're germinating. He doesn't have to. He knows that soon enough sprouts will emerge from the soil, and soon enough his garden will yield a bountiful harvest. All the while, he is humbled by the potential that lies within each seed. Such is my relationship to you as father, farmer, giver of seed. A wife takes her husband's seed deep into her womb and conceives. It is then that the universal intelligence begins to move from the causal realm of the unmanifest to the physical world of the manifest. It is then that the cosmic body, the Christ body, assembles all the parts necessary to bring a child into the world. When the wife discovers she is with child, her joy and excitement overflow because she realizes that she has been given one of my greatest gifts, says God. She knows that soon enough the child will be with her in the physical world, so she trusts the process, all the while going about her daily routine. In just 9 months, when my fruit has ripened within her, another precious being begins its life on earth. Such is my relationship to you as mother, recipient, bringer of harvest. God is life. Life is God. From the unmanifest to manifest with simple intent. Spirit continues. Only those who have no sense of humor have a hard time getting life's joke. That the meaning of life is the meaning that you give it. Get it? Conscious practitioners spend at least a little time each day reflecting on their lives, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. This lets them see their patterns and gives them accurate clues as to why they are where they are. Their self-reflection is the springboard that lets them make the best choice at any God-given moment. And since they're always looking to find a better way to flow with the universal current, they take full advantage of the coincidences that happen in their lives, the synchronicity, the serendipities, the little miracles, and use them to decode signals from the higher self or the soul. As a result, their quality of life is enhanced. And finally, from my bestseller, The Divine Principle, Carl Laperouse. I have about 3 or 4 poems at the back, the epilogue of The Divine Principle, and this one is called Love is Life. Life is love, love is life. Merge with God, transcend your strife. Fear is false, though real it seems. When you rise above it, you will fulfill your dreams. Yes, you have the magic. The power is your own. When you know where you have been, are now, and are going. So I'm going to take a break. Say hello to everyone. Hello, Sella. So life is a cycle. forever. It really has no meaning, actually. At least for now, until we get so spiritually endowed, we can pinpoint, hone in on the subtle vibration that it is so subtle, it will only reveal itself to the level that the heart is open. Until we actually remove the fog, not only from our mind and our eyes, but from the heart. It's a cycle, it's a circle. And the way we begin to see that meaning, if there is one, because once we begin to label life as having a meaning, we pigeonhole it. It gets put in a box and stored on a shelf. It's almost as if it can't become something else. It's sort of dangerous ground, actually. For me, it's definitely about being alive. Fully alive. No matter your quality of life, it's about the quality you put into the life you have. And the gas on my fire is cracked open. I ask you to join me in that place. Stand up now if you wish and declare the meaning of your life, or the meaning of life. That life is all about you. Fully alive, fully illumined, with that passionate divine fire that lives inside of you. It's about being lively. As you go about your daily life and you look out and about and observe life, all that movement is life. And in all that movement, do you see any meaning? You might label this thing over here as being the meaning. And tomorrow you wake up and that's all of a sudden has changed. Now it has a new meaning. And this changes because we keep expanding. But our goal is purposeful. It's a purposeful one. Because we're refining the process. What we're really doing is refining ourselves. And in so doing, we find ourselves. And we realize that the whole time, it's been a comedy. The joke is on us. Because we don't get the punchline. We don't understand that the game of life, the object to the game of life, is that there is no person who's going to win it. You can't win it. It's not something that you make a trophy or a plaque you put on your wall. You make that trophy or that plaque. You've confined the meaning of life to the trophy and the plaque. It's all about infinite expansion. Life spins the planets. Life is holding your ass up in the chair you're sitting on. Life is why you're able to hear my voice. Life is why you're able to breathe that breath you're breathing right now. Life is about being able to breathe that breath you're breathing right now. And that breath you're breathing right now. It's the taste in your mouth. It's the blood as it pulses through your veins and sustains life in you. So through all those descriptions, all those ideas, I ask, what is the meaning of life? That's just too many things. Because they all sound right. That has to be the meaning of life. Having breath in my body. Or this thing or that thing. It's a lot simpler than that. And in so being, it's a lot more powerful. Because it infiltrates and permeates everything. That's the meaning of life. It always finds a way. It always finds a way. So I decided to get on the internet and just type in life is from different celebrities. Just people who make quotes and poems about life is. Life is a dream for the wise, a game for the fool, a comedy for the rich, a tragedy for the poor. Life is the birth of you. Your death is life. Your one-day death is an expression and a doorway to a greater life. Back to the place where all life comes from in the first place. Life is not a competition. Each one is on their own journey. Live according to your choices, capacity, values, and principle. From the divine man behind me, Satya Sai Baba. Life is a song. Sing it. Life is a game. Play it. Life is a challenge. Meet it. Life is a dream. Realize it. Life is a sacrifice. Offer it. Life is love. Enjoy it. From Lao Tzu, Chinese master from long time ago. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Get in the stream of life. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. I tell you again, life has no meaning except the one that you give it. And when you live in that place, that space, then subtly yet powerfully, meaning, true, absolute, cosmic, universal, divine meaning begins to rise through you like the rebirth of the Christ, the compassion of the Buddha, the blossoming of the lotus flower, the rising of the phoenix. Life is a journey, and it's about growing and changing and coming to terms with who and what you are and loving who and what you are. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. The game of life is a lot like football. You have to tackle your problems, block your fears, and score your points when you get the opportunity. Life is a journey. When we stop, things don't go right. Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. That is exactly the one I needed to hear all night. That is what's describing this presentation by Ernest Holmes. Life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what he thinks into it. Life is the meaning you give it. And if your life, you find yourself in your life constantly complaining, and wonder why everybody else around you, that their life seems to be filled with meaning, and yours seems to be filled with meaningless shit. It's what you put into the experience that life as a mirror will reflect back to you. I've done so many of these broadcasts for those who may be coming upon this video or my work for the first time. Peruse through my videos. They're all there. And you will see a common denominator, a thread that points a direction inward in such a way that when you begin to live on a raft, float on a raft in the cosmic life stream, and get out of the way and let the current move you along merrily, merrily, merrily down the stream, life is but a dream. There's no more effort required. None. None whatsoever. There's no more looking for the meaning of life, which is I got to go to work to make money, or I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. That's all sort of like looking for the meaning. Well, I have to do this to go get this thing that rewards me and my household and my family with whatever. It could be money, it could be anything. So when we get out of the way and ride that raft effortlessly, downstream, meaning becomes visible. Meaning, I no longer have to paddle. I just have to be on the raft and enjoy the cool water of the river. And being out in nature, in the mountains, can represent majesty or God, or something that is higher and powerful and forever. Mountains are forever. Meaning. Maybe that's what life is. A wink of the eye and winking stars. Life is moving, breathing. Life is a moving, breathing thing. We have to be willing to constantly evolve. Perfection is constant transformation. That's by Nia Peoples. Back again to the question, does life actually have a meaning? Charlie Chaplin said this: life is a tragedy when seen in up close, but a comedy in long shot. I believe life is a gift and I want to live it productively. I am not into this numbers game. I'll read a couple more. Maybe two. Life is a blur when one is essaying different roles. It is so fulfilling. And finally, life is a series of baby steps along the way, and if you add up these little tiny steps, you take toward your goal. Whatever it is, whether it's giving up something, a terrible addiction, or trying to work your way through an illness. When you total up those baby steps, you'd be amazed over the course of 10 years, the strides you have taken. Hello, Kenneth. So the question I posed earlier, how are you feeling about your life? How do you feel about you in this game of life right now? You don't have to answer. You already know the answer. Think about tomorrow when you wake up and it's Monday. Really, I ask you because I love you. Tomorrow's Monday, whoever you are. Whether you get up at 6 to get on an expressway in a car, whatever it is you do, tomorrow is your Monday. Don't worry, not the tomorrow. How does it feel right now in this moment for you to ponder the idea that tomorrow is Monday? Simple question, simple idea. Powerful results, and a powerful voice will speak to you. And that voice that's speaking to you is either your mind or your heart. Which one can you hear? How does it feel for you to ponder the idea that tomorrow is Monday? Are you hearing the mind, the monkey? Or are you hearing spirit whisper through the Stargate? What is the meaning of life? And I tell you, there is no meaning. At least the level we are playing on, the playing field that we're in this arena, it's our best ploy to go at it that life has no meaning whatsoever. Because it leaves us open to all possibilities instead of claiming, I know the meaning. I don't know the meaning. I know it feels good to me when I lean into a certain space within myself. Obviously, feeling bliss is the compass. Unless you're looking for misery, then misery is your compass. If you're looking for joy, peace, and bliss, three facets of the same space is the compass. This is bliss. That's the compass. And in there would be the highest meaning. But I'm not there just yet. But I like leaning into it because my feeling capacity gets greater. My vision gets greater. My intuition vision gets greater. My prophetic vision gets greater. Prophetic meaning, not only is this a possible meaning of life for me, but can I make this apply to everyone around me, provided they choose to? And I hold that vision within myself, with my heart as the power, Yah, intellect, Na, and my backbone, Va, as the action, Yanava. It has begun. The meaning of my life has begun. And right now it has no meaning except to keep staying in the present moment of feeling bliss and using that as my gauge and my compass and my GPS system, my God pleasure system, and staying in it. And then I get a little greater glimpse of meaning. All right, Keith, if you get a greater glimpse of meaning, what is it? I tell you, I don't know what it is. All I know is I feel better and better all the time. It doesn't necessarily come in the form of an idea, words and information. You go, I get it. But I'm starting to get it because I'm starting to get the feeling. The feeling is it. And in that feeling is everything. It's encrypted with everything. It's encoded with everything. It's the feeling. It's not an understanding. The meaning of life is not an understanding. That's limiting the divine, the infinite, into a small box and putting it on a shelf to collect dust and cobwebs. At least for me. That's the meaning I give it, that I don't know the meaning. And I mean it. All I know, I get greater visions. I get greater capacity of feeling. By getting out of the noise, the monkey, the right and the wrong, the good, the bad, the real, the illusory, the holy, the blasphemous. It's all noise. But Keith, it seems like that which is holy should be the meaning. It goes back to the real question. Are you absolutely sure that you know what holy and blasphemous is? Because other people, since the beginning of time, will care to differ with you. So obviously, you may not know the meaning at all, except what you were taught by parents, society, familial, governmental, peers, colleagues, law enforcement, religion, this, that, the other. It's all incessant rambling. And you will only find the meaning of life, that is by making contact consciously with that which brings forth life in the first place. So all those erroneous bad things you're seeing happening in the world is life because it is happening. God is the creator of all things. So Keith, are you saying that God has created those terrible things in the world? That is not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that life has been mirrored back to us by the purest mirror, self-reflecting reflecting to us because of its light, our own illusion, our own shadow, our own folly, our own illusion. But it is still life that is moving about. So if we are all responsible for creating this terrible stuff that's happening in life in the world, and we're the ones responsible for it, then the meaning of life would become you again. Your fault, so to speak. My fault, so to speak. But none of us want to own that shit. So the true meaning of life for me is to fall into the joy like I am right now and allow spirit to move my mouth. To fall in. Let go. And you will find yourself in meaning, which really has no meaning except the movement of life itself. And dear ones, the only way you are ever going to be able to not understand, but comprehend, understand, and experience its glory to its fullest capacity, to its infinite potential, is to get out of fighting or trying to figure out why you're here and just accept the very fact that you are here and be in it. But dear ones, you are a human being, not a human doing. Stop working so hard. It is not the meaning of your life. The meaning of your life has never started. The meaning of your life will never end. So now you're sandwiched between God and the devil, so to speak. You're sandwiched between your absolute beginning, which has never started, and your absolute ending, which is your fear of dying because you're afraid of torment, which is not true and nor will ever end. That's living in the illusion. And many of you who have been watching these presentations as they're brought through this platform, through this forum that many people don't like, but yet they're on it every day anyway. Some part of you likes it. Many of you who have experienced these types of teachings before are beginning to understand to greater capacities, to greater depths, about removing yourself from the exterior and falling deeper into the interior. And you know who you are. You will find meaning when you fall and trust inwardly to a space of no meaning. I want to fall, but I'm so scared to let go, to surrender, to release control. That's giving it meaning. Pry your hands off of the meaning. I mean, I want someone to catch me if I fall. Fall. And you will find yourself caught by the grace of spirit like the one you see speaking before you. And many of you here, meaning. There is none except your bliss and happiness, if that is the goal and the direction you choose to move to. Some people, ironically, or believe it or not, are happy being miserable. And from Spirit's point of view, this was equally purposeful. Because to them, it means something. Until they're done with it. Then it will no longer have meaning for them. And then they too will shift, as many of you. But one thing I can offer you as Soul speaks. As you live your life isness. Because your life is only about you. Everyone has their own responsibility. But your life is about you. But when you do it, mean it. Passionately, fervently, honestly, sincerely, humbly, vulnerably, mean it. Set yourself on divine fire to be the creator. And then you will be able to create it to mean exactly what you want it to mean. I guess the question becomes, it's almost a dare. How beautiful can you make your life and in turn enrich other people? You want meaning? I gave you one. How beautiful can you make your life and in turn enrich other people? You live in that meaning and you will fall greater and greater and greater and greater into meaning. And then you will be used as a vessel. You're all being used as vessels, but are you consciously aware of it? As mentioned before, as you look out and about into the world, life is moving everywhere. All by the same vessel. How many of them do you think are conscious of that very truth? And are you conscious of the truth? That there is only one well one wellspring, and everything else is a vessel. Knowing this, when you fall inside and into further degrees of meaning, the one I posed and offered you a moment ago, you will become a conscious vessel, and you will begin to feel the bliss that the vessel before you often feels when he does these presentations. It will expand you. It will expand your home. It will expand your world. And furthermore, it will expand you beyond your world, dear ones. You will expand yourself not only to the solar system or galactically, nor only to the cosmos. You will expand into true meaning, which I tell you has no meaning at all, again, to the level of the divine, which creates everything in experience. Your homework, if you dare, is to play with these two extremes as I have played with them throughout this presentation. Go into the idea of meaning. Stay with it for a day. Wring the rag. Go into the idea of meaning and stay in it. Find one. Find your meaning, dear one. Find it. At least use the intention of finding it. As Keith often says to his son when he loses something, Eden Sky will often look around and say, "Dad, I don't see it." But when his father clearly sees it right there, it's because he is not looking with the intentions of finding, though he is looking. Play with that for a day. See if you can find your meaning. The following day, shift your awareness and your pondering to no meaning. And then look at the world through those eyes. It will look completely different to you, almost as if alien-like. But stay with it. Because here's the difference between the two extreme opposites. Looking for meaning implies just that. You're looking for something as if it can't be found as to why you are looking. But when you shift to no meaning, you're not looking. In fact, you give every opportunity for it to reveal itself. Revelation. There's no work involved. It's surrendering and letting something rise through the ashes. All the ashes you see outside in that, what you would call a chaotic, trouble-filled world. And then the next day go back to meaning. The next day go back to no meaning. And play with these two extreme dear ones. And the third component that I speak of often will begin to surface. And you will have a grasp, or at least a small glimpse, of that very fine, subtle, yet powerful vibration of reality that only the spiritual endowed ones have ever seen. It's the beautiful island just on the outset of the fog bank. Begin to move and manipulate this energy. What is the meaning of life? Stay in it. The next day, life has no meaning. Stay in it. Look around, look around, look around, look around, look in. With these two ideas, and what will show up for you, life is something far beyond you have ever seen. or even could have ever imagined. So the meaning of life is way beyond what you can comprehend at this time, dear ones. It has begun. It is complete. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Hello, Donna. So is everyone getting the picture, even though it sounded very contradictory? When I/Spirit would use life has meaning, life has no meaning. Well, Keith, it sounds like you're confusing us because you're just bouncing back and forth. I don't think that was the case. I think you understand that these two polar opposites were being brought forth as two focal points. So we could see a third something, or the potential or the birth of that third something. Would that be true for you out there in the virtual room? Did you get that play of energy, how it led us to a different place altogether, beyond what we can fathom, think, process, until we did the dance? Did that make sense to any of you out there in the room? Hearts and thumbs going across the street. I'm going to take a quick pause. I need some water. So if anyone has anything you want to bring forth, questions, comments, I love your ideas. Please bring them forth. Share them with me so I can in turn share with everyone who might be listening. Thank you, Dana. She says, totally awesome broadcast. Thank you, dear. Life is. Does life have a meaning? At this level, I don't know what it is, but I tell you what, I have an inkling, because I'm finding meaning the more I fall into no meaning. Becky says, I'm going to try that. Becky, please let me know your results. I already know, but I want to hear it from you. I promise you. And listen, now this is the thing. You can do this with anything. It doesn't only have to be life has meaning, life has no meaning. Anything about your life that means something to you, that you might have you boogered, play with both the polarities. Is it this or is it that? Is it that or is it this? Is it this or that? And just go back and forth, back and forth. And through the wobbly dance of the back and forthness, you'll find something that's been stationary all along, and that's you. So you're the center, you're the meaning. This is just the noise, this is just the noise. And the further you fall into yourself, the greater the you becomes. So the more meaning we give in the no meaning search. I love it. It's such a paradox. It's so nuts. It's crazy. It's beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's simple. It's not tough. I think I'm going to call it an early night. My next broadcast, I got a few. I'm not sure, but I do want to. And listen, always remember, if you ever want to suggest a topic, subject, title for me, send it to me. Send me a Facebook inbox. Say, Keith, talk about this. I'd love to know more. Not that I have the answers, but I'll go inside and see what comes about. Why? Because it's fun. And Spirit has always been guiding me, and I'm a blessed man. And in turn, I like to extend that grace to you because I love you. And that's why I want you to extend your grace to me with the same love by offering me something that you and I both can toss around. Feel free to share this presentation to you all. Go to YouTube and look up Center of Light Radio. Subscribe to my page. Go to centeroflightradio.com. Fill out the sign-up form. You get free stuff. Free stuff. Doesn't get better than that. Well, it can, but that's the meaning I'm giving. Everyone, I'll see you soon. And as I mentioned earlier, happy Monday. How does that make you feel? Happy Monday. Becky, you got it. Becky wants to talk about dreams. Let's go in depth about dreams. I will do that. But everyone is going to have to come up with a dream they had. So tonight, tomorrow, or between now and the next time I give a broadcast, write down something about a dream you've had that you might want to know the meaning of. And I will tell you how it has no meaning except I will show you how it has no one except the one you will give it. And I will do that through metaphors. And you will go, oh my God, everything I thought this dream could have meant is erroneous. And it likely means more with Keith has shown me not because Keith said it, because with what he said, it feels correct. I'm going to help move something inside of you. And you're going to know it. You will know it. You will, dear Lord, you will know it. Right? I'll be seeing you guys soon. Live in bliss. Live in joy. Live in your dreams, man. What else is there? You are the meaning of life. But fall into no meaning, and as you fall deeper into yourself, dear Lord, watch what happens. I love you. Peace, love, and light.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਗ ਆਸਾ ਮਹਲਾ ਚੌਥਾ ਸੋ ਪੁਰਖ ਏਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਸੋ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰੰਜਨ ਹਰ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰੰਜਨ ਹਰ ਅਗਮਾ ਅਗਮ ਅਪਾਰਾ ਸਭ ਤਿਆਗ ਹੈ ਤੁਧ ਜੀ ਹਰ ਸੱਚੇ ਸਿਰਜਣਹਾਰਾ ਸਭ ਜੀ ਤੁਮਾਰੇ ਜੀ ਤੁਮ ਜੀਆ ਕਾ ਦਾਤਾਰਾ ਹਰ ਧਿਆਵੋ ਸੰਤੋ ਜੀ ਸਭ ਦੁਖ ਵਿਸਾਰਣਹਾਰਾ ਹਰ ਆਪੇ ਠਾकुर ਹਰ ਆਪੇ ਸੇਵਕ ਜੀ ਕਿਆ ਨਾਨਕ ਜੰਤ ਵਿਚਾਰਾ ਤੂੰ ਗਤ ਗਤ ਅੰਤਰ ਸਰਬ ਨਿਰੰਤਰ ਜੀ ਹਰ ਏਕੋ ਪੁਰਖ ਸਮਾਨ